Was all right. I had a really nice days with family, and then I spent most of the rest of it working. And
Yay!
yeah, I've got a really big deadline at the end of January, so
Well, I won't bore you or anybody who might watch this with my holiday. So our viewers will not yet know that we're a little pinched on time today, but the agenda for today was to continue the side quests anyway, and I really think that this one battle we're getting ready to jump on is probably going to take up that whole time, if not then some, because the secondary goals of it are extremely difficult, and I've been practicing it for 2 weeks now and failing miserably. Um,
oh,
Also, I didn't do quite
the
as much
secondary goals are
prep
tough.
work as I thought I did, but you probably remember from the last time, even though it was 2 weeks ago, that we started a side quest that was triggered by visiting Mustadio's dad back in Gug, and then that led
Gig.
us through a series of battles at Golland that ended up hooking us up with Beowulf and Reis, the Holy Dragon. Um, oh, is Neil actually watching this? Cool.
He just popped into our channel, so
I guess so. Yeah. Anyway, triggering the next one actually requires another visit back. So, like last time, I put together a couple new save games just so we could save some time on that. And here we are back visiting. We got the stone that we needed after the last visit here as part of that side quest. So now we're checking it out. Install stone. This is a fan favorite cutscene for reasons that will be fairly obvious soon. But yeah, we stuck a stone in a big metal ball, and big metal ball became a robot.
love to see it. Love to see it.
Yes. Sure, can you reach it? It's the last day of winter break for elementary school.
Aw.
Please don't drop that on your head, dear. Do you need help? Okay. Let's see, can I reach it without ripping my head off with this headset? I can! Yes, it is. Um, yes, please don't touch the cat's poop. Well, why don't you go do that somewhere else, weirdo? Yeah, that's really not worth explaining. Anyway. Aw, Rams is a daddy.
Wow, that's the first place you go, Ramza. That's
The dancing animation is so awesome, though.
amazing.
It just makes me happy every time I see it.
He's bumping.
That robot dabs indeed, Neil.
He's dabbing real hard. It's great.
Yeah, how powerful is this thing? Let's find out.
We just saw those dance moves. What more do you need?
It's true. It's a very certain kind of power.
Clearly, his power is off the charts.
Really, Ramza?
Uh-oh.
You are the worst party leader ever.
Yes.
Ah!
Oh. Oh shit. Oh my lord, we just killed him.
And it's played for amusement though. He'll be back. That's the end of the scene. It's true,
Wow.
because Rodeo just kind of stands there. He's like, oh, huh, look at that. You got thumped.
Wow, that was a beautiful scene.
Okay, so after that, we're allowed to add Construct 8 to our party. Um, yeah, I'm not going to do it because this save game is kind of, well, I guess I will do it since I'm still here. But Well, yeah, but see, here's the thing, Neil, and none of this is showing up in the stream chat since you're not actually chatting about this in the stream. But
Neil.
yes, you do have to bring him. But I created this save game separately, solely to do this cutscene. I have a different save game that actually takes me to the next part. Um, so yeah, here. Who's it gonna be? We've already. Doesn't matter. Again, those won't fit in there. You silly. Yeah, bye, Alicia. Oh, okay. We can leave them right there then. Okay. So that is the lead-in to the next thing, which actually I don't think I kept a save game for the next part, but it involves another rumor, and so we had to go back to Zeltenia, and then here listen to another rumor about Nelveska Island. Now what? Did I load the wrong one? Load. Yes, I did. Dummy. This is what happens when I'm rushed. So what I did miss here is there was a rumor for... oh, it's still there. Cool. Yeah, so we hear this rumor about Nelveska, and that is what opens up the point here. We actually may have done this last stream, now that I'm thinking about it again, but it didn't do anything until we actually did the part with Construct 8 back in Goog. So now we can go here. And we get a battle. I tweaked the heck out of the team to try to make this battle work, and as yet I have had zero luck. The reason is because, for one, the monsters that we're going to run into here are ridiculously strong, and for another, there's a secondary objective here that I was mentioning before we got on stream, and that is the fact that this map is a one-time only map, and it has the chance to give some one-time only equipment. Specifically a very strong shield and the, I believe, second best spear in the PSP version. I believe it's the absolute best spear in the original, but there is a multiplayer exclusive item that you can get that is actually more powerful as a spear in this version. To get them, as you may recall, you have to have somebody who can get to the correct place on the map that has the item buried in it, and have the correct ability equipped to locate and dig up said item. That ability is Treasure Hunter, and I've put it on Rafa here because when you are digging up these items, there is a rare item and a common item in each spot, and your chances of getting the rare item increase as an inverse to the level of bravery that the character has. So Rafa is the lowest natural bravery character you can have in your party, and my Rafa has a bravery of 12, which gives her an 88% chance of getting the good item anytime she lands on one of these squares.
Okay.
It's complicated.
This is dumb.
Yeah, so here's another battle. Oh, look, there's another robot. It looks just like our robot. I hope that's not confusing. But anyway, I didn't really give you a chance to read that rumor very well, but this island was it was previously in deep history some sort of like R&D kind of haven, which is, where we think that our construct might have come from, and obviously there's another one here guarding this temple. And he doesn't like us. He's counting down to kill us. He skips 20 seconds on the countdown because he's
Classic
broken.
robots.
And now he's going to annihilate us all.
Well, that's
So,
a bummer.
you saw how quickly our robot beat the snot out of Anastasia. So now we've got one that's going to beat the snot out of us. That's challenge 1 in this battle. Challenge 2 is that we've got 2 hydras on top of those pillars, and you can just barely see off screen one of 3 cockatrice monsters. They can petrify, So I have most of our
Oh.
characters equipped with anti-petrify accessories right now. The Hydras are just generally strong, and Construct 7 is even stronger. That's the second issue with this battle. The third issue is that the most powerful enemy, Construct 7, is the objective for the battle. So if we take him out early, the battle's over and we no longer get to go hunting for those items. The fourth and most annoying issue is that the 2 items that we're looking for are underneath those Hydras right now.
Sweet.
So not only do you have to have a character with low bravery to get a good chance at getting those items, you also have to manage to get that character up on top of those pillars, which, not coincidentally, are so high up off the ground that there is no actual way to, strictly speaking, get a character up there. The Dragoon's ability, Ignore Height, will get a character up there because that gives them the ability to walk up any height. However, if you have that equipped, you can't have Move, Find Item, or Treasure Hunter in this case, which would let you dig the item up. So, we'll show you what we have to do about that in a second, which makes it even more complicated in the end. Because it requires a lot of coordination of your party, and it pretty much takes 2 of them out of the work.
Woof.
Now, I've got...
Which is why you want to have someone with a low bravery so that your odds are better.
Yeah, and you really only get 1 chance at it anyway. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because, again, it's a one-time battle, and as soon as you land on it, if you dig up 1 item, that's all you get. The other one disappears forever. Now, that was something that I was trying to do to make the battle a little bit easier, and it never seems to work for me, so I really need to stop trying to do it. I gave Luso Rend speed to try to reduce Construct 7's speed so he gets fewer turns.
And instead, he got countered and dodged for 240.
Yeah, so now... now, instead of attacking, I need to move this guy forward and try to keep him alive a little bit longer. Thank you for
It
stickers.
does seem weird that Rafa has the lowest bravery, given that what we know
I
of
know.
her story would suggest that she's in fact one of the most brave people in the party.
Yeah, I mean, she's certainly the toughest, but I mean, yeah, it is a little bit sick that they gave her that slight burden as well, because they almost surely did it as some sort of plot device, you would think. Now, the other thing that I've done in this battle that actually makes it even a little bit harder on myself, which I really shouldn't have done, is bringing Luso, because Luso's here because of his auto poach, by and large, and these are monsters that are hard to poach, again, until later in the game. In fact, in some cases, late enough in the game, if you don't like grind to try to find them in random battles, they won't show up again until late enough in the game that poaching them isn't actually useful. That is probably a mistake, and when this almost certainly fails in the near future, I'll probably just swap Luso out and give Orlando back his sword, and put him in the party instead for the enhanced attack stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, you can generally tell what a absolute disaster this is to try to do. But I did take out one of those cockatrices, which is nice. And here we go. We're going to lose Luso.
No, not Luso.
And these other guys haven't even had a turn yet, so we haven't been able to do anything useful. You know, with the Hydra not having moved, we couldn't do anything at all with Rafa. Because as long as that Hydra's there, we can't even get up there to try to get the item.
Right.
The only thing that's... Oh, now we're going to lose the other one, because he did an auto potion.
What?
Now, I did adjust Ramza, so as long as Ramza's alive, we do still have somebody who is capable of resurrecting.
That's swell.
Yeah, so all is not completely lost yet. The first couple times I did this, I did not take that step, which meant that when I lost, like, Luso and the chemist at the same time, that meant that I was done. I just had to reset because there's no way I could finish the battle. Can I take any of these guys out? Not entirely. Yay! That's not as good as his dance, though. Okay, I'm going to leave him there. The reason I'm going to leave him there is because the only way to get Rafa up there is to jump off his back. And she found the javelin. With that javelin, it's hard to tell whether that's the real one, because the other item that you can get in that square is the original javelin. They're both named javelin. So the one is the entry-level spear, and the other is the maximum spear. From that sprite, I'm pretty sure that is the maximum spear. I believe the original one does not look quite that fancy with like the wider spearhead on it.
Sure.
But you really can't tell until after the battle. Or if you have the ability to re-equip a character, you can look at it in the re-equip menu. I don't have that on any of the characters, so it doesn't really matter. Next up, let's go ahead and finish this guy off so he doesn't get another turn.
Silly deep dude. Yeah. Suck it.
Here comes Construct 7. Oh, he's going to take out Rafa. Not great. Okay, so now our next turn pretty much has to be to... Man, these guys are strong. Jeez.
Yeah, this is tough.
Our next turn is going to have to be to get Casper back up, because he can throw items. So now he's the only person who can resurrect Rafa. And then...
Woof.
Yeah. It also seems like Auto Potion, for some reason, just fires way less frequently in this battle. And that's anecdotal, as far as I know. But
yeah,
it's,
but
it's pretty savage.
I mean, again, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Suboptimal, since that takes some damage for him, but yeah. Okay. Get him up, see if we can get him to survive long enough to do something.
The fingers across. Though it certainly helps to have that from there.
Yeah, so... Oh, man! This is rough. Okay.
Yeah, yikes.
Yep, that's gonna... Oh, interesting. Wow. So, not only has all this happened... Okay, that'll do it. That will officially do it. Yeah. Ouch.
Well, that sucked.
Yeah, that was quick. It's very heavy, I know. It's... Yeah, that one's very fancy. It'll be good when school starts back up. Alright. Let's try doing it this way. Okay. Then we're going to swap that Elven Cloak for this Jade Armlet, because that's the anti-petrify option. We'll double check his abilities. Okay. Shadow Blade is probably the most vital there, since he won't have Auto Potion the way that... I don't think he has Auto Potion. Does he have Auto Potion? He does not. Blech. Okay, well, it is what it is. He's got Shadow Blade, so at least he can heal himself.
That's true. And if anything, well, maybe not more reliable. Well, yeah, no, more reliably. So.
Nobody is eating, you weirdo. Now, the other party member that you can take if you want to try to get these items, it doesn't have to be Construct 8. It can also be Reis at this point, because as another large, like larger than normal character, she can also be used as a jumping off point. Not just Reis, but any dragon, or I think even Hydra class monsters you can do that with. But Construct 8 has better attacks at this point than Reis does, so that's why I'm taking him instead.
That sounds like a good decision. Good thing he's not going to count down from 20 again.
Yeah. Fast forward time.
He gets real steamy there, too. He has this sort of blast phase, and then he steams off.
Yeah. Now, this is kind of a fun one. We could take out one of these Hydras, or try to, using Orlando's ranged swordplay. But if we kill it, then we have to wait for it to crystallize before we can get up to that pillar and get the item. So... At least he is strong enough, especially with Excalibur, that might be enough to critical him. Yeah, it does. So that should at least get one attack off of our backs, because that critical Hydra will probably run away when he gets a turn.
Sweet. Yeah, having Sid is definitely much nicer because he's got an extra 100 HP, and he is also stronger.
And, you know, if I wanted to, you know, I could have put Poach on somebody else to try to collect these creatures, but the reason that not only is it more useful to have Luso do it, because he has auto poach when he's in his default class, but it also makes it so that you know, he's a pretty strong guy, and in a lot of cases he can take out these enemies with one hit, so you don't have to try to time it where you hit them for just enough where he can come finish them off. Whereas if you had somebody like you know, say Rafa doing the poach, then you'd have to be very careful to get them down just enough where she could one-hit them out of existence at that point. Not the easiest thing to do. Right,
yeah, and it's just an extra concern to have during the battle that already has plenty of concerns.
Yeah, and an extra turn, in fact.
Yeah, an extra turn, an extra timing issue, yeah.
Now, none of these enemies have multiple hit attack. Oh, no, that's not true. The Hydras do have multiple hit attacks, so it's a little rough that I kept these guys, you know, kind of together where they are. But, you know, Casper and Rafa will get turns again faster by nature of not moving them and only taking actions instead. So that'll help us a little bit in the end as well. And really, you know, okay, there we go. He did run away, as expected. In a lot of ways, you know, this is one of those battles where if you can just survive the first few turns, you can probably do what you want to do. it's just a matter of getting through those first few turns in a place where you can still manage to keep going is the big trouble.
Mhm.
I'm not having him take out that Hydra because I think he'd take him out entirely. But I guess that's what I actually wanted to do, really. Probably should have done that. Oh well. Nope. Yeah, okay. At least we know that he won't ever die. Okay, back up here. Yay! That looks like the cheap one. In fact, I am 90% sure it is.
Dang.
So even after all that, it looks like we'll probably be restarting again, and that's why this battle sucks.
Wow, no.
When Orlando does have re-equip, so I can check that without having to grind through the rest of the battle and reset if needed.
Okay, that's nice. I was just about to ask what you wanted to do. Wow, he's really hiding.
Yeah.
That is his.
Oh no, I took re-equip. I didn't put re-equip on him. I left defend on him. But I'm going to call it 90% certain that that is the wrong one.
Do we have an image of the sprite anywhere that we could consult?
I'm sorry?
Do we have an image of the sprite anywhere that we could consult?
Not quickly. I probably should have pulled that up in advance, but
Javelin 2
let's see. I don't know if this is going to be faster. Let's see. I am planning on adding them to Khan at some point, but I don't think I have them up there right now. So I'm digging through my files.
I am Google image searching.
Oh, are you?
But I don't know exactly if I need.
Yeah, that's a cheap one.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say.
Womp womp. The last time around, we did get the good one. It just didn't do us any good because we were dead.
Okay.
And reset we go. Okay.
Love that fast forward sound.
Alright. Well, that worked for us far better up until that point. So let's go ahead and remove just those two. Jade Armlet. Abilities. Put re-equip on there. I'm just going to go ahead and save that in case we have to do this all over again in a few minutes. But yeah, that did work way, way better in those first few turns. So, let's stick with that. Move Ramza there.
I mean, other than the whole javelin not being the right one thing.
Yeah, and things were going fairly well. And, you know, it kind of sucked that we lost Casper, and we're going to have to bring him back, but that's surmountable.
Yeah. Especially since we'd already eliminated half of the...
What I'll do this time around is try to make Casper a little bit less of a attractive target by stashing him behind Orlando. Okay. I was just warned again about the 40-minute limit on our meetings, and then it said, "We've removed it for this meeting." Thanks.
Wow. It's really great. It's really generous of them to do that for us.
Something like that. Oh, we didn't get that Hydra into critical. Well, that's already a bit of a turn south from where we were.
One is tempted to almost to reset it just on that basis. That was so handy.
Yeah, I guess I probably should have tried to use a more powerful ability than Shadow Blade. But it worked well last time. I didn't pay enough attention, as I am wont to do. Alright. I wonder... No. I thought about using a multi-square attack on that, but I think it's probably better to just make sure we get one of these guys off the playing field immediately.
Yeah, that's probably right.
She really has no choice but to wait. Nothing good she can do from there.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the range on that attack. So annoying.
Yeah, that's bad.
Is that cockatrice's name Latinos? It is. Interesting.
Nice.
Hola, Senor Bird. Yeah, there's the multi-square attack there, which that worked out perfectly. Thank you, Hydra. Hail Hydra, as they say.
Wow.
Yeah, you like it.
Do I?
You do. If you don't, you should. If you don't, you're a jerk.
Wow.
Okay.
When you put it that way.
Well, I mean... There's really not that much of a benefit to having him critical and running away, since the objective of the battle is limited explicitly to Construct 7.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, doesn't really hurt us that we killed him off rather than criticaling him. There are actually 4 really good items on this map, but 2 of them are up in here somewhere. and that's just a degree of difficulty that I think is not even worth trying to approach. Hey, there we go. We got the good one. Okay. 1 down.
Dang, I really can't tell the difference between the good one and the not good one.
It's a little bit of color is really the big difference.
Wow.
Having looked at them again, the bad one is blue, and
Bluish?
the spearhead is a little bit more narrow, and it's got a little bit more of a shine in the middle of the spearhead, and then the good one is more of a beigey color.
Okay.
Okay.
Very well.
Is anybody hurting? Well, might as well heal Construct while he's there. But I'm also going to move Casper, because now, well, soon we have to get Rafa back down, which I think also requires Construct to be there, and then we have to move them both over to the other pillar. Not worth it.
Hmm.
And it won't work. That's another super annoying thing that I haven't called out yet. The robots, by nature of being robots, have inherent innocent status, which means magic doesn't work on them. So when I was forgetting that point, one thing I tried to do was I tried to bring Beowulf, because Beowulf has Beowulf has a lot of debuffs as his main skill set with his sword magic, but none of those work on Construct 7 because magic doesn't work on him. Try to kill him, or do I bring Casper back immediately? I think the latter.
Playing on the safe side. That's fair
Well,
enough.
I mean, at the very least, it gives Construct another target to take out, which is probably what he'll do in his next turn, which I'm sure is right now. Yeah, there we go. But Construct 7 and 8, for that matter, don't have the ability to multi-target, so there's really no danger once we get the other enemies off the field of play to actually losing the battle. At most, you're just going to be in a cycle of Phoenix downing, multiple times a turn.
Right. That animation looks like it was going to do a lot more to that bird.
I'm going to move him over here, just so that gives him a little bit closer to the other pedestal, in case his move radius isn't as far as I think it is. Later, yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay. Wow, okay. I will love it. Okay. Did you get all that?
Is that directed at me?
No. Well, that one was, yeah. My question was...
I did not get all that.
That's fine. You didn't miss much. Alright, strong boy. You get up here and make yourself a pretty target for a little while. Exactly. Everything is fine, thank you. I was laughing. Not at you, though. Okay. She still can't do anything other than hope not to die until we get him over here. I'm just gonna let him wait there. As long as we keep doing this, I'm sure that Construct 7 will keep targeting him. So, whatever.
Nice.
That should buy us more than enough time to finish this off. There we go. Now, this is where it's going to be really sad, and it's going to give us the cheap shield. Okay, checking the sprite. No, that's the good one.
Sweet, wow.
I couldn't remember for sure. So yeah, there we go.
Not bad.
now it's kind of like, should we go ahead and try to get the other ones? I gotta remember what the other ones are. Let's see. Naturally, I don't...
the limiting factor really seems how slow our Bucket of Bolts is.
Well, for the other ones, I'm not sure we need him. We could send send Rafa up that hill to get to them, I believe. Oh, wow!
Yeah. Holy crap! Are you looking up the other ones right now?
I am.
Yeah, gotcha.
Sasuke Knife and Nagra Rock. Sasuke Knife is a good ninja weapon, and Nagra Rock is a pretty good knight sword, but, you know. Let me see. There's so much I need to do better with Khan's FFT section. So the Sasuke Knife is on the back side of the hill, and I can't actually see where the Nagra Rock is, and I think that's because it's actually inside the temple.
Oh.
Yeah. You have your meeting in 15 minutes, I think. I think maybe we'll just see where this lands out.
Your call, sir. Like I said, I can always catch up on what I missed in the.
Well, all that you would miss at this point would be whether I get that item or not, because there really should be no chance of me blowing this battle any worse than
there shouldn't.
Usual.
That's correct.
I think I would have to actively try very, very hard to actually lose the battle at this point. Oh, wait. Well...
She can't get down.
Yeah, I moved Construct like an idiot.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel dumb for not saying something about that.
I feel dumb for doing it, so... Meh. Maybe Orlando can stand there and she can just jump on his head.
Wow.
Hey, old man! Thump. Wow, so many crystals.
Yeah.
Of course, they're monster crystals, so they're useless to us, but we'll go ahead and heal up little Casper with one.
I was just going to say, I might as well heal up the boys.
Cracking open a cold one with the dead. Haha, memes. Oh, there's treasure chest there still. Nice. Got that too. Yay, a potion! Oh, great. That just means the next person that auto potions is going to use that potion to get a whopping 30 HP back. Thanks.
Great. Love to see it.
Well, okay. Who's he gonna hammer? Rafa, yeah. Oh! Okay,
no.
so I don't know if you could really see what happened there.
Wow.
But some of the robot's abilities are both enhanced damage against the target, but also in self-inflicting damage. So he took Rafa out with that punch, but he hurt himself enough to take himself out. So I guess we're not going to go get those items after all. That's
wow. So dumb. Uh-oh.
Oh, wait, does...
Oh.
Ah.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, he has a
I guess I
second
forgot that
form?
part.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. Well, I was never really that excited about this. How many HP does he get? Oh, he gets 1. Okay.
Wow, the reserve circuits just aren't what they used to be.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. We're gonna string this out a little bit further then, you jerk. Fine. Push my buttons. He drops that cool robot arm when he dies. It's awesome.
Yeah. Oh no. That's not great. Oh no.
Okay.
Guys, this is where you should run away. Oh.
Yeah, and we get a new stone
Whoa.
for that.
Why did he have one?
Well, that's what was powering him. Just like our robot.
Right.
Robot. Robot.
Robot.
Oh, so we've had people chatting, and Streamlabs did not show me any of the chat. I just saw it in the preview panel of the...
Wow.
So desertion,
what's going on?
desertion threat. That is, there are 2 ways that somebody could choose to leave your party. One of them is if they get chicken, and the other is that if they get too much faith. So if a character gets less than 10 bravery or more than 90 faith, they will think about leaving the party. Because Rafa's bravery, I made it so low, she's close to that. She's at 12. So it's just like, hey, you know, I might leave you if you, if I don't get braver, pretty much.
Dang.
But it's not an actual desertion, it's just a threat. So she's still with us, and we're probably not going to use her for another battle again the rest of the game. So we're not missing anything. Now, that being said...
In order for her to leave, would we have to use her in another battle? Is that...
There's a... once you get to, like, the desertion threat level, there's some percentage chance every battle that they will just leave after. But yes, only if they're used.
What's the reasoning behind the, or what does the message look like when it's someone who's got faith that's too high?
Yeah, and it's something like, and there are a few of them, just like when you kick somebody out of the party, it gives you various different messages. But when it's somebody who wants to leave because of high faith, it's usually like a religious-themed sort of message, like... God has told me that this is no longer the right path, sort of thing.
Fascinating, and not a great endorsement of Ramza, as it turns out.
So as I was going to say, you know, apologies to, let's see. Oh, it's just it's Neil and NP that are chatting, so we're not missing anything.
Hi,
Nobody
Neil
cares.
and NP.
Yeah. Apologies, you two, for not responding to your messages directly. They did not show up on my screen the way they were supposed to.
You know, it wouldn't be a
Yeah, it wouldn't be a
Josh and DP tactic stream if there wasn't one of the central components of our system not working. You know,
for real.
So.
At least the sounds worked. So yeah.
That's true.
Oh, there is one more thing that should happen when we try to leave here.
Cool.
Let's see. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. So we'll do this, and then yep, your dragon is here.
Huh.
You've won cancer.
Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh no. Maybe she should have been a little afraid.
Nah, it's cool, because instead of turning into a monster, she turns into a hot lady.
Wow. I guess that worked out.
Aww.
Who knew that Reis the dragon wasn't actually a dragon?
I did, but you didn't. Ha!
I mean, I seem to remember asking what was up with the dragon because it was a little bit weird there.
It was a little bit weird. There's just a random dragon. Yeah.
Yeah, who's in your party, and also that Beowulf was.
It seems so attached to her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're partners.
Okay, well. Great.
And she's the dragonkin.
Oh wow! So this is a prequel for Skyrim.
For Skyrim, yeah.
Little did I know that Beowulf and Reis were the Dragonborn's parents.
There we go. Now, that concludes the side quest for those two. There's no more plot around them at this point.
Interesting.
Hey, thank you,
Follower.
new
Whoa.
follower. Unfortunately, we cannot see anything that you might be saying to us right now.
Wow.
Oh, there it goes. Now it's working.
Oh, yay! That's nice. I still can't see it, but that's good for you.
Well, it's working for me on our on the Twitch dashboard. I had to load that up to get it to see. Yeah. The next phase of this side quest takes us back to the Machine City, where we're going to learn a little bit more, I believe. And then there will be some more stuff that happens, but at the moment, I think we're going to have to put that off for a couple weeks from now, because you have a meeting to do, and I need to fix all of the party that I had to hack together just to make that work. So...
Oh man,
Yeah.
These streams, it's like watching a swan swim, you know? You've got the grace on top and the feet fluttering around the bottom, except for actually, it's not actually that graceful on the top either.
I disagree. I am incredibly graceful in everything I do.
What matters
Except for the
is
fact that I
that
just
we're
said
working
graceful.
harder behind the scenes than what we are in the scenes.
Well, I mean, thank goodness that I have the mechanisms to hack things together on this, rather than actually having to grind out battles when we need to.
It is certainly convenient, let's say that.
That blue. Yes. Yes. Sorry, I had to give my opinion on what my daughter should be coloring right now.
Nice.
It's time
These are
for school
important.
to start again. Okay, there we go. That's another side quest out of the way, and just a couple more to do for now. And then we'll probably pick up the plot a little bit more before we take on the last big side quest.
Cool.
Yeah. Short but sweet, and not
Moving
bad.
right along.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeehaw. Hanging up on everybody now. Goodbye.
Okay. Bye.
Aw.